Shadowfile, where files come to light.
A quiet, privileged community where success and appearances were everything. But beneath the perfection of Greenwich, Connecticut, tensions and family secrets were building, invisible to the eyes of the neighbors. Martha Moxley, 16 years old, daughter of a middle-class family, faced the world with curiosity and determination. She loved writing, photography, and dreamed of traveling. But she lived between two worlds, the simplicity of her home and the ostentatious luxury of her schoolmates. The Moxleys were ordinary people in a city of elites. Her father, a lawyer, her mother, a homemaker, struggled to provide stability for their 3 children. Martha was the eldest, with an independent spirit, who often felt the pressure to fit in among her public school classmates and the children of wealthy families. During the holidays, Martha's smile shone brightly, but the peace was fragile. By 1974, Greenwich was already showing signs of social tension. The gap between classes, the secrets of the powerful, the small conflicts that would later turn into tragedy. Just a few streets from the Moxleys lived the Skakels, a family tied to power and fame, distant relatives of the Kennedys. Their fortune and connections made them seem untouchable. It was there that Michael Skakel grew up, a young man just a year older than Martha, known for his charisma and behavioral problems. Fate brought Martha and Michael together. Between games and jokes, a tense friendship developed. In public, they were just classmates. In private, the mix of admiration and fear was palpable. Many were already beginning to notice the intensity of their encounters. Greenwich was a place where everyone watched everyone else, but the secrets of the powerful were hidden behind high walls and gates. What no one suspected was that those walls concealed tensions that would soon explode. The autumn of 1975 arrived with short days and long nights. Martha, like any teenager, had dreams and fears, but the shadow of Greenwich's conflicts was stretching over her daily life. Gatherings at the Skakel house were a showcase of wealth and freedom. But for Martha, they were also a reminder of what she could never have. Amidst the laughter and games, dangerous secrets were being woven that no one yet understood. What began as curiosity and friendship turned into something more complex. Rumors, jealousy, and early arguments marked the following days. The adults, busy with their own lives, ignored the signs. Martha found herself trapped in a world where youth mingled with power and danger. The Skakels were no ordinary family. Distant relatives of the Kennedys, they carried the weight of a family saga marked by tragedies, assassinations, and political scandals. Martha, unknowingly, was entering an environment where history and power intertwined with potential violence. On October 25th, Martha spent the afternoon like any other, but routine hid the end of her youth. None of the neighbors imagined that day would mark the lives of everyone in Greenwich forever. In the dim light, secrets begin to come to life. A shadow moves through the gardens, a harbinger that no one could foresee. Martha was about to face something that would change her world forever. And so, in the stillness of Greenwich, a tragedy was brewing. A young, bright life was about to be extinguished. No one knew who, how, or why. But something dark was approaching, and its arrival would mark the beginning of a mystery that would shock the entire nation. October 25th, 1975, a Saturday that seemed ordinary in Greenwich, where routine and the appearance of safety hid latent tensions. Martha Moxley, like any teenager, was planning an afternoon with friends, not knowing that day would change her life and the life of her entire community. That afternoon, Martha and Michael shared laughs, conversations, and games. But beneath the facade of friendship, tensions, jealousy, and secrets that no one yet understood were being woven. As the day ended, Martha walked towards her home. The fading light on the horizon not only marked the end of the day, but also the beginning of a tragedy that would shock the entire city. In the dimness of the garden, something was moving. A heavy silence filled the air. None of the neighbors imagined that at that moment Martha's life was about to be taken. At around 9 o'clock that night, Martha was found dead. The tranquility of Greenwich shattered in an instant, her family devastated, the neighbors horrified, and the question no one could answer: who and why? What began as a local drama turned into a national news story. The media amplified every detail, while rumors and speculation grew, mixing truth and fiction into a narrative the city would never forget. Detectives began the arduous task of reconstructing the night of the tragedy. Every testimony, every piece of evidence seemed to hide more questions than answers. The investigation became entangled in the luxury, influence, and secrets of the powerful. The Skakels, relatives of the Kennedys and symbols of power in Greenwich, became the center of attention. Michael, close to Martha, was inevitably a suspect. The community looked towards them with a mix of fear, suspicion, and fascination. The Moxleys, overwhelmed by grief, searched for explanations. Every silence, every gesture seemed to hide a truth that only justice could reveal. The family's fragility became visible in every tear and sigh. The murder didn't just affect the Moxleys, it shook the entire community. The perception of safety disappeared, replaced by fear and distrust. Rumors about Martha's night circulated uncontrollably, each one darker than the last. Over time, the investigation became tangled in contradictions, forgotten testimonies, and disappearing clues. The shadow of family power seemed to envelop everything, obscuring the truth and leaving investigators in a labyrinth of secrets. Years later, justice would confront the case's complexity. Influential families, experienced lawyers, and relentless media turned the trial into a stage where truth and perception mingled, leaving Martha at the center of an unprecedented legal and social drama. Although her life was cut short, Martha left a legacy that transcended her death. Her story revealed the dangers of power, the fragility of youth, and the need to confront the secrets that often remain hidden in the corners of society. And as justice began to search for answers, the question that would define decades remained: could the truth overcome the veil of power and influence? An entire community waited, trapped between the memory of Martha and the shadow of those who surrounded her. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into